Got
Well, we
it.
say good evening to Kate Babyshakes Dillon, and we say thank you for joining us to talk about 4 Triple Z.
My pleasure.
Okay, so what was your earliest memory of 4 Triple Z?
Oh, okay. My earliest memory of 4 Triple Z was when I went to QT. Um, we got one of my bands I was in uni got invited to be on the radio, and it was this graveyard shift, and we all had to stay up till like 1:30 a.m. or something. And we were so excited that yeah, the whole band stayed up till the wee hours of the morning and went on the radio, which was probably looking back like a bit unnecessary. We could have just had one person from the band go in, but it was just so exciting to have our first taste of, I guess, like publicity outside of uni. And that's probably my first memory is being in the studio in the wee hours of the morning with like all this adrenaline and excitement.
Having worked in community radio, I know that feeling. It's always
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I had a show I did that sort of late night thing called Frock Off a long time ago.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
What was the theme of your show?
Women artists from the 90s, because it was the 90s, and I was just playing it because no one else would.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's put
isn't
Bikini Kill
that,
out there.
yeah, exactly. Isn't that the beauty of
Community
community
radio.
radio and station like 4 Triple Z? I love that presenters can have like niche themes and you get such a cult following and you can zone in on parts of music history or genres that might not get airtime otherwise. It's so cool.
Oh, look, I did some of the best interviews of my life. Tori Amos talking about how she created little earthquakes. Deborah Conway telling me about how she got ripped off in the music industry,
Yeah,
and how
amazing.
they lost all their money at the Do Re Mi and things like that. It was just like some of it was heartbreaking and some of it was joyous. So, but it's always
Yeah,
good. Community radio like 4 Triple Z, it's it's dynamite stuff, and it
isn't
gives
it?
bands a start, right?
Absolutely.
Now, when you think about 4 Triple Z, how does it like connect with Full Flower Moon Band now? Have you got any connections to it now?
So much. Like, I truly think how do I put this? I truly think that the bigger Full Flower Moon Band has gotten, the more obvious the power of community radio has become. Because even when we were charting with our album on the ARIA charts, like the airplay we experienced from 4 Triple Z in our hometown and other community radio stations was actually still so powerful in really getting the album out there. Like album of the week and having high rotation on 4 Triple Z, it's super powerful. And like, I don't think I understood the gravity of that until we'd actually kind of broken through into a bigger, like, we might have been getting played on more commercial stations. But like, the heavy lifting is like so community based, and I still think it's the answer to like longevity in this industry is staying connected to your local radio station. Yeah.
So, I mean, that leads into the question of the role that 4 Triple Z has played in promoting Brisbane's local music scene over the decades. I mean, I went back in time and looked at some of the stuff. I mean, they sponsored a show that you did with the Black Crows back
Yeah.
in 2022. I mean, that must have been so cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't remember much from that time because it was actually all such a whirlwind. But I do remember having the sense that the scene that had been with us for so many years was just like continuing to like support and amplify everything that was going on. And yeah, like you need that, you need the grass, you can't grow without the grassroots. And like, yeah. the bigger we get, the more I just keep feeling that if we have a win, it's like still relevant and still amplified by our local scene.
So that leads into the question of where do you see like community radio and especially for Triple Z in another like, you know, 10 to 20 years from now? Do you think they'll still have the same cut through knowing that technology is changing?
I think it's going to be used as a reference point for more commercially driven and mainstream enterprises because these institutions like 4 Triple Z have survived so much, and the music industry is changing rapidly every year and has been for a while now. And yet, I think we will look at stations like 4 Triple Z and say, hang on, okay, how did they do it and maintain like their listenership and their relevance and, you know, on like less budgets than what the mainstream media has? And how did they do it so well? And how did they understand people? Because the 4 Triple Z does understand its audience and does a great job at catering to it and sets the tone for things as well, like a tastemaker of the local scene. And I know that at the moment, like there's petitions going around for commercial stations to change their quotas on how many Australian artists they're asked to play and at what times. And like artists and music bodies are demanding that mainstream radio stations like really step up their game on how they represent our own community of musicians. And I think you just have to look at community radio and it's like they've done it. They've done it for like many, many, many years.
Yeah, they've done it for like
Um,
50 or 60 years. They've been sitting there doing it all the time.
yeah, with like a huge, like with huge achievements and running it quite successfully, considering the resources that they're given. So I don't know. I think of it as I hope it will continue to be a taste making and like change making and industry like mirror, I guess.
I hope so too. I mean, I've got to say this. I've been in Canberra for 30 years, so and I've just moved up here and I am astounded by the amount of local talent in
Mm.
Brisbane and surrounding and that they've got that channel through community radio is just amazing because how do you get heard when you've got a lot of
Mm.
talent in this city?
I
Like, then
actually
there's so many good bands.
think the presenters on 4 Triple Z have such a tough job because the amount of incredible music that comes out of Brisbane would be so overwhelming. Like you get in your, I hear, like I assume, well, no, I know, they get in their inboxes like so many press releases of world-class music that's being made in the local Brisbane scene. And it's like even on community radio, you only have so many hours on your program. And I think it's like a mammoth job to sort through what gets played and curate. Like it's such a valiant role curating the local scene when there's just so much good stuff happening. Um, yeah, I can imagine it would be a big job.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's good though that what um, places like for Triple Z can do is that they can allow kids who are in touch with that scene to come in and learn about radio, and
Mm-hmm.
they can get that sound and the bands that they're following out there,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
that's always dynamic.
totally. That's a really good point about like the radio station training and all of that stuff. You don't, I mean, that is so valuable just in an industry sense to have the experience of being able to learn how to run a program. And I never got into any of that stuff, but since I started doing more interviews and things, I thought it would have been great if I had developed those skills because it's such a specific skill set, like being able to talk for, a whole program and do interviews and stuff. And yeah, 4 Triple Z
That's
has allowed so many people to enter the industry through that training.
Yeah, I couldn't do it like talk show hosts do it. Like it's good to do like a little burst, couple of songs, a little burst.
Yeah,
And it is fun. I must admit, I miss it.
I
Um,
bet.
it's it. I don't want to say it's for the young because it's not. I think anyone can do it.
Mm,
And I think that's the beauty of 4ZZZ, right? They've got a whole range of different staff who volunteer from all age groups. But
yeah,
I think you've got to have that time to sit and weed. I must admit, I get overwhelmed by a lot of the. I think I'm good at keeping up, but I get overwhelmed by a lot of the modern technology. Everything's so available to you, like boom in your face.
totally.
But maybe
Yeah,
that's where four triple Z's skill is. They weed out the noise and give you the sound.
totally. Yeah. Just get it on air, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
get it on
get
air.
Oh God, 24 hours a day. So full on.
It is. It's full on. Is there the last question we've got here is biggest challenge for four triple Z, but past or present, I think we've probably talked about that. Is there
Mm.
anything you would like to say to triple Z or listeners out there?
Well, when we were offered this 4ZZZ show, we didn't understand the gravity of it. We didn't know the lineup. We didn't know the venue at first. It was just a very casual, like, do you want to do a thing with 4ZZZ? And we were like, hell yeah. And I thought it would be like a car park show. And then more details came in, and I was like, Roma Street Parklands?
Yeah,
That's
and the
pretty
Saints,
big.
dude.
And then I saw the lineup and I was like, um, this is very iconic.
It's going to be just awesome. I mean, I saw the Hives last week and they were like, the last time we were here with AC/DC, but our favorite band is the Saints. The whole of Fort Valley just went, woohoo!
Oh, how wonderful. So the gravity of this show is not lost on me and the honor to have, I almost feel like it's like I'm so grateful that I'm at this point in my career so that I get to play this show. Like it's going to be very special and I'm very excited. We've done so many community things in Brisbane, like the RecLink Cup or like some shows at 4ZZZ car park. And, you know, the feeling of like Brisbane music lovers coming together is so magical. And I think I'm going to feel quite emotional on the night because this is the city that built us and we get to give like we get to be a part of this like crazy feat that 4ZZZ is pulling off to kind of just celebrate what Brisbane can do. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
No, it is amazing. Um,
Yeah.
it's going to be a fantastic night and day and night of
Yeah.
just really great locally connected bands with locally connected people.
Yeah.
That's
I would have
powerful.
loved to have been in that meeting when they were like, "Hey, should we do something crazy iconic?" And everyone
Yeah.
would be like, "Yes."
Yeah, let's do that.
So I'm so glad we got asked, and we'll put on the very best show we possibly can because yeah,
Oh,
Brisbane,
I
let's
think
do
that's a
it.
given. I've seen you a couple
Yeah,
of times and it's amazing.
yeah. Thanks.